Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. This, of course, is the podcast that is made to help real estate agents become or remain top producers in their desired market anywhere that they may be across the country. You can check out more about that at topproducersnation.com to see our online community, including our different resources and coaching and consulting and all kinds of different programs we have in place to help support you and help you become and stay a top producer in your desired market. We are powered locally, though, by our Tampa Bay Real Producers franchise here in Tampa Bay. And we have some amazing preferred partners who support our local platform through our magazine, through our event programs, through this podcast, and many other things that we do here in this local community, including social media promotion and all that stuff. And so one of those preferred partners is our FBI group partner. And today we get to have Dustie Amatangelo on our show today. We were joking a little bit about me butchering her name in the past. So Dustie, it's great to have you here. I know you've been a partner for a few years now with Tampa Bay Real Producers. We appreciate all your support over the years, and you've helped support a lot of our events over the years. So it's good to have you on the show.
Well, thank you, Don. I appreciate it. Yeah. And I think that I remember you coming into our little office at 333 North Falkenberg.
I do.
And signing us up. So that has to be at least, 7 years ago? 8 years ago?
Yeah, well, we started Real Producers in 2018 in this local market. I think you guys probably signed up right within that first year, I would think. So it's been a while now. Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate your support. So if you're not familiar with the story, we'll kind of start there about your background. So tell us a little bit about, did you grow up in Tampa? If not, how did you get to Tampa? And then how did FBI and yourself get connected?
Well, I'm originally from Altoona, Pennsylvania. So those of you who don't know where that is, it's a little itty-bitty town.
I know Altoona.
I guess you would say southeast of Pittsburgh. So I moved here because I lived in Colorado for a year with my ex-husband. And we moved, or he wanted to move back to Pittsburgh. And I was like, no. So you can go back to Pittsburgh, but I'm heading south.
That's one way to end the relationship,
right? Well, he came with me, unfortunately. But, God bless him. Rest his soul. He's not with us anymore. But anyway, we moved to Tampa, and I worked for the Tribune for years and was looking for a transition. And along came Tom Fry with the FBI. See how that rhymes?
Mm-hmm.
And
Everything
he was
flows
looking.
well.
He was looking for a marketing person, and he had no idea what marketing looked like. He had no idea where to start, and so he said, "Here's the company. Do what you need to do."
Yeah.
And that was 10 years ago. And
Wow.
so in 10 years, we've gone from him and I to we have now 22 employees, and we serve a huge area of Hernando to Charlotte from the water through Polk, the Mickey Mouse ears. We go up to that line. We haven't yet entered the Orlando market.
Say that one more time as far as the areas you serve.
From Hernando to Charlotte County, from the water at Pinellas through Polk.
Awesome. When did Tom start FBI?
2013.
Okay. And so you've been with him since 2015?
Correct.
Okay, very cool. So he was still in those early phases then as things were starting to, I guess, get going, and he had some relationships established, I'd imagine,
Yes.
with some agents. But when you came in, that's when things really started to take off as far as the relationship building components, right?
Yes. When I worked with the Tribune, my last job there was their real estate division. And so I had already made several contacts through the job at the Tribune, and I just reactivated them. That's all I simply did.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, if I can do what I think I can do, you're going to need 3 people by the end of the year. He said, no way. I said, we'll see.
Nice. How many
So
did
we
you end
did.
up having to need? 5?
No. We added 3 inspectors and 1 admin, because when I started, I was doing the marketing, the calls, the scheduling, the quality control calls. I was doing everything. And at the end of the year, I'm like, I can't keep doing this. We need to change business models. You need to find someone to answer the phone.
Yeah, Dusty can't be spread that thin. You got to make sure you can
was a
keep
lot.
you focused in that proper lane, right?
Yes.
So you mentioned earlier you had 22 employees. How many of them are inspectors?
We have 11.
Okay.
And we're hiring. So if you happen to know anybody who wants to become an inspector, let them get in touch with us.
Very cool. Okay. So you've been involved in the business long enough that you've seen markets ebb and flow now, and the impact that has on agents and on business, and obviously on your business as well. So any thoughts that you have about like the key, if I'm a real estate agent out there today who's maybe cautious or pensive, it might be a better word, about the market, right?
Okay.
And things that are happening with the market over the last year or two. There's obviously been some changes compared to when everything was booming in 2021
Oh
and
my
22,
gosh.
right?
Yes.
So what advice, if any, would you share with an agent who's maybe trying to figure out how to be able to get to a certain level of success in this market? Anything you've seen in your 10 years that you think you can share that would add some value there?
I truthfully believe that one thing you got to do is shut off the media, right? If you start buying into what's going on that they're putting out there, you can find yourself in a very dark place. So I would say shut off the media and get busy doing the task that work. And they worked years ago. They may look a little different today, right? A lot more video, a lot more social media, but it's contact. It's still about relationships.
Yep.
And as long as you can create and develop that relationship, you can make a business rock in this industry. And I've seen it. Some people that I would have judge. Here we are judging people, but looking at somebody and thinking, will they make it? Will they not make it? And I've seen them just dig deep, right?
Yeah.
They go into work every day. They make their calls. They are doing their social media posts. They are following up on the people that they've met at the grocery store or at the football field with their family, right? Yeah. So where is your sphere of influence? I think it's really important that you're identifying where is your sphere of influence, yeah, and then go after that. Or what is your interest? Like if you like to crochet or you like to play pickleball, the new thing on the market right now, you've got a sphere of influence that sits right there. Start there.
Yeah, I think the quality of true, genuine relationships never goes stale, right?
No.
So I don't care what the market's doing. If you can lean on those business approaches and truly serve that desired niche. One of the things we talk a lot about with our podcast is the idea of clarifying your unique selling proposition, which a lot of times is identifying who those people are, right? Yes. That niche that you're going to serve at the highest levels. And that's kind of what you just touched on. One of the things I've admired over the years and seeing what you guys do to give back to agents in the community, your mega marketing event, I think has been an example of that. How long have you been running that now?
This is coming up year 10. February 5th,
So that was like one of the first things you put into place when you started. Oh, that's very cool. Okay. Has it always been around the same time frame?
It has. Mm-hmm. And all we were trying to do was look for a way to give back to the agents.
Yep.
So, and that's where mega marketing was born, right? They need to know how to market themselves. If they don't know how to market themselves, they're not going to be in business next year.
Without a doubt. Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. And the more that they do market and the more business they get, the more it also helps your company grow. So there's a win-win all the way around, right?
Yep. One hand washes the other, right?
Amen. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So if you're not familiar, Mega Marketing is an annual conference basically that you've put on. It's usually like is it always a one-day event?
It's a one-day event right now.
Okay. Right now. That might change, I guess. That could change. Yeah. I had the honor of actually emceeing it last year, and it was a blast, and there was some amazing speakers there, very talented people that were asked to come and share workshops and deliver value, basically, to agents. There is a ticket, a cost, if I remember correctly.
There is no cost to our agents.
There is no cost, so I don't remember correctly. It's free to agents. That's even better, right? So I would encourage anybody to check that out. Do you have the dates already for this year?
February 5th, 2026, and it will be at the Regent in Brandon.
February 5th.
Yep, 2026.
2026. Very cool. And from what I went through last year, I mean, you basically could not find a method of marketing that wasn't covered, right? In some component.
Correct.
I don't care if it was social media related or relationship-based, referral-based related, or, broader-based type approaches. I mean, there was literally something for literally anybody to be able to take from, a lot of nuggets to be shared there. So I can see why, if you start with the approach of how can I create something that has value to the agent community, why that has been a driving force and really a philosophy that has helped your business grow over the last 10 years. Is there anything that you feel like, whether this is specific to this market today, but, as somebody who runs a home inspection company today, what do you want agents to know about who they should look for, anything you think is important for them to be aware of about your industry,
Okay.
anything like that come to mind that you want to hit on?
I would tell you to make sure that you have, again, a relationship with your vendors, and it doesn't matter what vendor you're speaking about, and make sure that their strategy in life and their principles actually line up with yours, and that they do business like you do business. We hear horror stories about I used this inspector and this inspector did X, Y, Z. You can fill in the blank, right? And I believe it's just because they didn't do enough research. They didn't look at their reviews. They didn't talk to people in the office. They didn't, sit down. Like if you want to have a conversation with me, right? Give me a call. I'll be happy to sit down with you. I'll be happy to show you what we do that sets us apart from every other inspection company out there. All you got to do is call. Right?
What do you think some of those things are that set you apart from some others out there?
Well, we've always focused on customer service. Like what can I do to make it easier for the agent, right? And then our other thing is our training. I mean, we go through 120 hours as an inspector, but then they spend 3 to 6 months in the field with our seasoned inspectors before we ever let them go. And then they are monitored for over a year, every inspection report that goes out, to make sure that they are following the guidelines that were set in front of them.
So there's a lot of hand holding there in that first year. That's
There
cool.
is, yes. Yeah, we really take pride in how we speak to your clients, how we deliver the news, what is it that's super important, and what's just a DIY thing.
Is there a pretty big variance in your industry about like the different types of reports that are usually provided by a company like yours? Is that fairly standard, or does that vary a lot?
I would say with technology, it's really come to the point where if you know the inspection industry, you're using about 1 or 3 different programs, and they're very similar in nature. We moved to Spectora about 3 years ago because the guys are able to complete the inspection reports at the inspection, where before they were taking pictures with their cameras, going home, uploading it, then downloading it, then creating the report. So they were spending hours in the evening on the reports to make sure that they were getting out before the end of day. So this enabled us to speed up that process of report delivery to the client.
Yeah, that makes sense. And obviously that's good for the agent as well, just having speed in the whole process rather than anything that slows that up and can delay that process, right?
Correct.
I know that sometimes there's I don't know if trepidation is the right word, but it's this thought process of an agent where I don't want the home inspection company to screw up the deal, right? screw up the process, because they're going to find something that isn't really a big deal and they're going to want to make it a big deal, Right. And obviously your client at the end of the day, I guess, is really the buyer, right? That's who you want to make sure that has an educated understanding of what they're buying.
Correct.
So that's why your service is so important. How do you balance that that relationship between the agent, the buyer, making sure they're all on the same page?
Right?
Yeah.
It is a tightrope because we have to give a thorough inspection, delivering the facts, not our opinions, right? Delivering the facts of what was uncovered during the inspection.
Yep.
And then the way that you're saying things actually makes a whole, it can make or break the deal, right? If I'm telling you that you've got an electrical panel that's a fire hazard, right? That's different than me saying for the age of the home, it's typical. We find these all the time. It is actually on a national recall list. And so therefore you're going to need to address this with your agent, right? So there's a different way in how you deliver your findings, right? And with Tom being a general contractor, he has taught the guys very seriously, this is how we deliver good news and bad news, right? And so we have to teeter-totter that fine rope that kind of hangs there that's invisible. We want to make sure we come alongside our agents and that we're doing the right thing with that for them, but we also have to make sure that we're doing the same with the client.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And you can understand why there'd be a sensitive balance there for sure. Because at the end of the day, you want to serve both. We all have the same goal, right? Is get this deal done to the closing table. That's when everybody gets paid, and that's when the buyer is happy and the seller is happy, and that's really what everybody wants. So I think this goes back to what you were saying earlier, the importance of relationships and having the right element of communication, right, in that process. because if, as long as there's an open line of communication, which I know you guys do a great job of, then you can probably work through whatever troubles arise that their inspection report brings unexpectedly, right?
Correct. Yep.
You would agree with that?
They can call. They can call and speak to the inspector at any time if they have questions, and we highly recommend that you do that because sometimes your interpretation of what's on the inspection report isn't exactly correct.
Yep.
So it's easier if our inspectors speak to the client, explain what they saw, then it comes from the source's mouth to the client's ears.
That makes sense. So that was another question I had, is you would recommend or prefer even to have the inspector have that direct communication with the client rather than work through the agent if possible?
Well, I like to have them both in a perfect world, both of them listening to the wrap up at the end. We do a virtual wrap up. So if you can't be at the inspection, all you have to do is ask that we call you after the inspection and go over the inspection findings,
Okay.
right? If you have questions after the inspection, call the office, ask to speak to the inspector. The inspector will definitely give you a call back before end of day.
Cool. Okay. I know one of the things that we had talked about is that you have, this is coming up here, your mammogram
Mobile mammography.
mobile mammography buses. So I don't know if Rob might be able to throw up a quick little flyer for that. If you want to learn more information, you can check this out, but I'll let you talk about it a little bit as well. We've promoted this in some of your ad campaigns in the past. So what is it? How did you get affiliated with this? And why is this something that matters to you guys?
So again, as we say, relationships matter, right? So years ago, I was always involved in the Chamber of Commerce, and
There's a code up there. Rob's pointing at me right now. So.
Oh, okay. Oh,
There we go. So
yes.
you could scan that right now if you're live, and obviously if you're checking this out later. This is for September or October?
This is October. October is
right.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yep.
And so she came to me and she was starting a new company, and it was the mobile mammography, because women always put ourselves last. We take care of our kids, our husbands, our families, our homes, and it's always, we're the last one on that list to be checked off. And so making it mobile, where you're bringing it to them, to their place of business, it takes you 15 minutes to go out, have your mammogram done. You have the results within, I think it's 7 days.
Yeah.
Right? So being able to bring something like that again to the community, right? We like to be very community orientated, and that's where we find, we want to be known as a company who gives back. And that is our, I guess you would say nonprofit give back that we do every year in October. This year we have 4 buses. We work with 2 different companies, Advent Health, which purchased the original buses, and theirs is Advent Health Mobile Mammography, and then a new company came online about 4 years ago, and they're called 3D Mobile Mammography. They're in your area all the time, right? But we focus on them being here in October, and then we bring out several buses. We have one at GTAR. Well, I'm not sure what it's called anymore. Star, I believe, here in Tampa. Star in Pinellas. And then I have one in Valrico, and then one at Century 21 in Apollo Beach. So, check it out. Scan the QR code. Get yourself scanned. It's $99. Usually when you're doing 3D mobile mammography, you're about $189. But in the month of October, they always reduce it. And if you're having trouble and you're somebody who knows that you should have one, but you just financially cannot afford it, we don't ever allow anybody to walk away from the bus without being able to get their scan. And all you have to do, again, is contact the office, and we'll make sure that
It's awesome.
you are taken care
Could
of.
save somebody's life. So
It has.
yeah,
It
sure.
has. Every year, I know of at least 2 to 3 people that they find that have something that needs to either be further and get investigated, or that they have actually found someone
Wow,
with
it's
the
awesome.
cancer.
So you guys are doing a great work there.
you.
These are 4 different locations, it sounds like, that
Correct.
the buses will be stationary at, right? And then
Correct.
people can come to either one of those locations to be able to get these scans. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, definitely check that out. I would think, is there like a age recommendation that you would recommend? What would that be?
Not me. This is healthcare. And I don't take any of your information either because of HIPAA laws. It is all done through their website, but you have to be 40 without a script, right? If you're, I think it's 35, and you have a script, you can also get the scan.
Okay. Okay. So check that out. Ladies out there, this could be an opportunity to just get peace of mind, say the least. And who knows, if there is an issue, it'd be good to find it early so that there's opportunities to be able to catch something like that.
That's all you have to do is find it early today, especially with breast cancer. It's very curable. But if you miss it and it gets to stage 4 in your lymph nodes,
we don't want that to happen.
That's a whole nother story. Yep. And so if you're an agent and you're interested in sponsoring somebody, again, all you have to do is let us know and we'll reach out to you and figure out how to get those funds to us. You can bring in your own people, have them scanned, and make it a day of free mammography, right? Everybody wears pink. Our whole company goes pink in October.
Got the glasses
on
today and everything.
Yep. All my guys, they all wear their pink shirts. They love this time of year. So we have a little bit of fun with it, but it's a very important mission, and it's very important that you have your mammogram done. So if you're sitting out there and just don't know how you're going to do that this year, please make sure you reach out to the FBI group, and we will be sure that you can take care of yourself this year.
And it's something that they recommend you do annually?
Annually.
Right.
After age 40.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that makes sense. And you guys have been doing this how long again now?
I think this is in year 8, maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
So another one of those big programs that you put into place within those first couple of years. Did you have your hand up? Do you want to say something, Rob? You're giving me
Save the tatas.
That's one way of putting it, Rob. I wonder what you wanted to chime in on over there. He's giving me a wave. I'm like, what do you got to say about this,
It's like
Rob?
the little kid in the seat.
I
know that. I know that answer. I know that answer. Wait a
My
minute.
favorite bumper sticker. Save the tatas.
God bless you. Hey guys, just want to take a quick second here during this episode to explain that if you're somebody who would love to work with the top 500 producing agents in Tampa Bay, just like the one that you see right now during this actual interview, all you'd have to do to learn more about that is go to apply, APPLY, TampaBayRealProducers.com, and you'll see an application there to actually apply to become a preferred partner for the top 500 producing agents here in the Tampa Bay market. We work with some of the best lenders, title companies, home inspectors, different industries, 25 different industries represented right now. You can actually see the full list of them at TampaBayRealProducers.com. Click on partners at the top, and you will see all of our existing partners in this particular franchise here locally. So if that interests you and you would love to work more closely with these top producing agents, you can find that application actually right on our website at TampaBayRealProducers.com. But if you want to go directly to the application, just put the words apply, APPLY, and then Tampa Bay Real Producers. We'll put that link as well in the description. When you think about the things that you have put into place, we've already talked about mega marketing, and now we've talked about the bus program, mammogram buses. Are there other things that you already have in the works that you're thinking about doing, or what's the future look like as far as how you view your role in the community with your business?
So I'm always looking for new opportunities. Like I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and my head's just going. So honestly, you don't want to be inside my head. But so we've got a program that we're working on right now. It's called Pop-Up Paparazzi. Okay. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for agents who are holding brokers opens that are in 1 million plus locations.
Okay.
And we're going to come alongside you, and we are going to bring in the photographer, the videographer, and the red carpet, champagne, and we're going to make it a huge event.
Nice.
So we're hoping to bring in more agents. We're going to do lifestyle photo shoots inside of the home, right? So that the agents will want to come and get excited about it, look at the property. Maybe you have a buyer. Maybe you can help get it sold quicker. Houses are sitting. So we wanted to see what could we do that would help bring some excitement to getting those homes sold.
Very cool. Yeah, I love the creativity that you bring to the table, Dusty. You always have some really good ideas. She is. I mean, it makes sense. Tom, you made a good decision here. I know you don't need me to say that, but she's done a heck of a job and continues to do so. Your official role over there, is it business development?
No, I was promoted in March, so now I am the general manager.
Okay.
And, I'm not sure what that looks like just yet.
Do you have ownership of the company as well? No. Not yet. Okay.
No.
Not yet, Tom.
Not yet, Tom. I like that. Not yet, Tom. Did you hear that?
Not yet, Tom. One of these days, maybe. We'll see. Dusty, it's cool to see what you guys have put into motion, and you guys have built a great brand for yourself in the local market for sure. I know you mentioned earlier that you've expanded to a bunch of other markets throughout the state as well. Are you still looking to continue that expansion throughout the rest of Florida, or do you have a certain pocket that you really want to focus in on?
Well, our core will always be Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco.
Yeah.
But as we get larger, we start hiring inspectors in certain areas, and then we will bring in a marketer and start developing that area. So right now, we have some goals that are set to increase market share by 1.5% in each territory that we now cover. When we hit that mark, then we'll bring on another territory.
Okay.
Because that gives me the revenue that I need in order to hire the people for the new territory. And
which generally is the idea to have like a marketing person in each territory that does what you basically did for this territory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
That
It's
makes
really
sense.
tough to have an inspector who goes out and does their marketing to handle, and then goes out and does their
Right.
inspections. I
Right.
mean, that's how we started. Trust me, it's doable. But it is a tough road because,
It's a lot to handle.
yes.
And I think you have one. You have one in Sarasota. Is that correct? Is that Leah? Did I say that right?
Lisa.
Lisa?
Lisa is
Okay.
in Sarasota.
Okay.
She covers Sarasota. Melody Wheeler helps cover Hillsborough now, and she's in Polk, which is the next county that we are attacking.
Okay.
And then our beloved Deanne. You all know Deanne.
No, Deanne. And we know Melanie.
Yes, and Melody,
Yeah.
right? And she covers Pinellas. And so I'm blessed. I've got some really good marketers out there. And then, Tom always says it's full circles. The marketers make the phones ring. The admin, make sure that they're welcomed and, have what they need and share what offerings we have. And then the inspectors come along and then they tie it up in a pretty little bow and send it back to us.
Sounds like a well-run machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say, if anything comes to mind, is one of the biggest challenges that you feel like you have to deal with in your role? Do you feel like there's any certain maybe myths is the wrong word, but certain things that you think that are out there that people are not correct about in terms of an agent belief system in general, or does anything come to mind that is a challenge that you feel like you have to deal with?
Well, I think that for the most part, I mean, if you're a new agent in the real estate world, I think that you really need to understand the inspection process because, as you stated, it can make or break the deal, right? And it's really important that you understand what it is. Like I hear agents tell their clients, "Oh, they'll find everything." That's not our job, right? So we have a standards of practice, and understanding what that standards of practice is I think very important as you're in your role as a realtor.
Yep.
And guiding your client. And I think sometimes that just gets brushed under the carpet as a piece of it, but it's a significant piece because it's one time in the contract that if they don't like what they found, right, they can walk away and get their earnest money back. So it's a pretty significant piece of the puzzle.
For sure.
And not understanding what exactly happens, how to deliver the news, what you should be negotiating, what you shouldn't be negotiating, right? So, in 2020, you weren't negotiating anything. You either wanted the house or you didn't, right? Well, we're back to now the negotiation factors are back on the table.
Yep.
So it's a little bit of a different market, and you need to know what you're doing with the inspection piece, right? So we started doing mock inspections again, to kind of help the real estate community really understand the process.
Yep.
So we invite
How
you.
do they work?
So I have my my service manager, Jared, will come out and he does the talking part. Like he shows you exactly what we do in an inspection. And then
He'll do it at like a real estate office?
yes, we just ask the real estate office to give us the house. So we enter the house, he does the walkthrough. He shows you what we would be looking at. Another inspector is on the outside doing the inspection, so that we can create a report, and then the next day the marketing team gets together with your team and we review the findings, right? So that you have a full understanding. You've seen an inspection report. You know what a 4-point looks like. You know what a wind mitigation looks like. So you can get a very good feel for what it is that an inspector actually does as he walks through a home.
Yeah.
In
It's
an
a great
inspection
idea.
process. Yes.
Yeah, very good. Especially great for newer agents to be a part of that. And I wrote down the idea of creating the right expectations. I
Correct.
think is a lot of what you just talked about. And it's really an agent's job, if they're great at what they do, in order to shape those expectations with their clients. And if they don't really have the know-how or the knowledge in terms of knowing what expectations they should create coming from your side, as from the inspection side, then there could be a disconnect there.
Yes.
And so
Absolutely.
that process you just described can help bridge that gap, really. So
Yes.
that's a very smart thing to get involved with. Again, if you're an agent who feels like you can learn a little bit more about this space, I guess we can all learn more at all times.
Yep.
But if you're a more seasoned or veteran agent, maybe, or even if you're building a team and you want to make sure your team members have that same knowledge that you have, leaning on the professionals to be able to help with that education can play a big role, I think, in helping scale that out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I truthfully, I want to offer that up. I mean, if you have a need that you need education, we have CE credit classes that we offer. We do the mock inspections. We just want to come in and make your team better. That's our job.
Yep.
Make your team better, have a better understanding of the inspection process. And what else can we do? Like,
Yep.
if you have ideas, let's talk. I
Yeah.
love ideas. So,
And to be clear, like, the stuff that we're talking about right now is something that Dusty obviously does from an educational standpoint to make sure your agents are aware of the home inspection side, which is really completely different. I don't want people to get misconstrued about like mega marketing that we talked about earlier.
they're different.
Mega
Yes.
marketing is not about home inspection, right? Mega marketing was all about, as an agent, how do I truly market myself and my brand and distinguish myself as a real estate agent? I don't think I heard anybody even talk about home inspection. Obviously, people knew who you were, and you were able to talk about, welcome people to the event,
Right.
but it wasn't a educational event for people to learn about home inspection policies at all.
Yeah.
That I don't want people to get misconstrued on that at all.
Yeah, mega
Yeah.
marketing is completely different. It is all about how do you get a bigger ROI in the year to come versus what you did last year. What new techniques can you learn? How do you implement them?
Yep.
And then we do training even on marketing throughout the year that helps to reinforce what we did at mega marketing.
No doubt. Yeah, so I highly recommend that for sure, as we mentioned earlier.
Absolutely.
Give a little bit of a few things on the personal side, just for people to get to know you a little bit more. Dusty, I know you're a really proud grandmom.
Oh, my.
I know you love talking about the grandkids, so fill people in a little bit. How many grandkids do you have? How many children do you have? What do you guys love to do for fun?
So we have 3 children, my husband and I, Mikey, Maria, and Alicia. And between the 3 of them, we have 4 beautiful granddaughters. They are the highlight of my weekends because that's what I do. I pick them up and I spend the weekend with them. Awesome. And, they just keep me busy. And that's what I like. And as I get older, I want to spend more time with them because,
Amen.
I want to
Life is
influence a
short.
new
Yes.
generation, right? I get to influence another generation. My mom never got to see my child. So I'm looking forward to being a huge part of their life, and I work really hard. And I can't wait till Friday at 3 when I go to pick them up.
That's awesome. So all 4 of your grandkids are local?
They are.
That's
They're
awesome.
not allowed to leave the state. They
Now,
were told
are
that
they-
when they told me they were pregnant. Nope, you're done. You got to stay here.
Grandma laid down the rules.
I need my mom to pay attention.
Yeah.
My mom got my kid at 3 o'clock on Friday.
Yes,
Oh.
we can use. Thankfully, my mom is very actively involved too in our young family, and my dad, though, like it sounds like your mom never got to see any of my kids either. So that's one of the things I have as a regret. I wish he would have been able to have been around to see that, but my mom, thankfully, has been very, very engaged and active in their and helping raise them and having that next generation as well. And I know it means a lot to her. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
no
It's
doubt.
special, right? When they say until you're a grandparent, you don't really understand that. You really don't
Sure.
understand that.
It's
you
a
know?
different dynamic than having your own kids, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and I remember the
get
first
to
time
give
I
'em
heard
back.
first time I heard my grandchildren's feet on the floor, I thought, I don't ever remember doing that when they were kids because you were so busy living your life, making sure they got to this sport or that dance or this. You were just so busy that you didn't get to sit back and really enjoy it.
Soak
And
it in a
as
little bit more.
Parent or as a grandparent, I get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed. I really thank the Lord.
Yeah, I
for
can
that
totally
one.
see that. Sometimes even in my house, we have 6 kids, and they're all pretty young. They're 11 and under. And it's like, I'm pretty busy as it is with my business, and we do homeschool. So we do, I think, have opportunities that maybe some parents don't with having them in the house more. But there's still many opportunities where it's like I try to intentionally take that step back and try to soak in even if it's chaos. And this is something I'm not always going to have,
Yeah.
So try to take advantage of it. But I can totally understand why, as a granddad, maybe one day, hopefully,
Well,
that'll
you
be a
have
different
6
dynamic.
chances,
I got
so-
some chances to build a legacy here. That's for sure. That I look forward to what that might be like in the years to come.
Yep.
What do you love to do with the grandkids? What
Oh
do
my
they love to
gosh.
do?
We do urban air. We take when it cools off. We love to go park hopping. So we just I draw
Anything
a map.
outside, right?
I just draw a map and we just go park hopping. So and as they grow older, I don't know that will be a thing that they want to do. We go roller skating. You name it, we do it. I just like to stay active with them. I don't believe they're allowed on their iPads for 1 hour. That is it. I
How
think
old are they again?
they're 5, 7, 5, 7, and 3.
It's crazy how young these kids get iPads nowadays, isn't it?
I tell
We're
you.
pretty like old school with that, with our own kids, like because all their friends in the neighborhood have all this iPads and different technology stuff, and we're pretty Stone Age about that stuff at our house. But I think intentionally we're trying to do it as long as we can, fight the good fight to keep them away.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, you're so afraid of what people are doing today through the iPads and through the games that these kids play. It's just kind of scary. So
Yeah, even with all the parental controls and stuff, it is. You never really know.
There's creeps out there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're experiencing this right now in the time of your life and getting that time with the grandkiddos. Quick couple rapid fire questions.
Sure.
One is, do you have a favorite book, author, seminar maybe that you've ever attended that you feel like has made a big impact on you personally or professionally?
I actually I went to Tony Robbins UBW.
UPW, yeah.
UPW.
I've done that.
Yeah, that was over the top.
Yep.
Like
A lot
the
of energy,
in that room. Was
Were you on the chairs jumping around,
Oh
Dusty?
my gosh, I was on the floor. Let me just tell you, that was an event to remember. And so Tom's a big proponent or a big advocate for Tony Robbins. So
Cool. Tom's
yes.
been a few times or just once?
Oh yes, he's been I think 3 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It was back in 2019 when I did it, but there was like a full year where I did 4 his events.
Oh my.
It was part of like a package or something I invested in at the time. But yeah, UPW, Date with Destiny,
Tom's
Business
done that.
Mastery,
Tom's done that. Yeah.
Life and Health, Life and Wealth. I mean, I think are 2 of them that they had. So
Right.
it is great content. But you're right, the energy's through the roof. But it
Yes.
is transformational type stuff for sure.
It is, for
Recommend
sure.
it for anybody. What year did you go? Do you remember?
It was before COVID,
Okay.
and I went with.
So it was in person.
Yeah, I went with some agents, and so we all went. And
Did you see
kinda-
since COVID the screen that he built, Tony Robbins?
Yeah, he's really pulled back from in-person live events. So if you missed that era, I'm sorry, but yes, he's really pulled back.
Yeah, all mine were in person too. But I did years later attend this thing called Leadership Academy that he runs, which was actually on his Zoom platform.
Okay.
And it was still really good, but it obviously was a different level of engagement than what you would experience in the room.
In the room.
In the 30-degree room.
30-degree room.
Freezing, yes.
Oh my! When they say bring a jacket, they mean bring a jacket.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's definitely something we recommend people checking out. If you haven't, the Tony Robbins platforms could be very transformational work for sure. Do you have a favorite TV show or movie, Dusty?
Well, my favorite movie is Meet Joe Black.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's
a great one.
that movie.
Yeah.
There's just so much.
Brad Pitt does a great job in that movie.
Oh my gosh, there is just so much depth to that movie, and really makes you stop and think about, what legacy are you leaving?
Yeah. No, I love it. It's actually pretty high on my list too. I haven't heard people say that too. It's an older movie, older school that people I don't think maybe are aware of, but check it out. Meet Joe Black if you haven't. You
will
get
not
into
be
it.
disappointed.
It's a good drama. It's a good drama for sure. All right, cool. So we're going to put a bow, I guess, on our episode. Is there anything you want to close with in terms of you feel like the agents should be left with as we wrap up here? I have 2 last questions for you, but I wanted to give you a chance.
I just tell you to be sure that you've done your research on your inspectors. Look at their reviews, not their 5-star reviews. Look at their 2 and 1-star reviews. See how they've responded, or have they responded? Some don't respond. So you want to see what kind of customer service they're offering. And I think that that's very important. And like I said, sit them down and have a conversation with them. Do they align with your mission and your values? And do they conduct their business like you conduct your business. I really do think that that's a huge part of it, because it's still a relationship business. That's not gone away,
Yep.
right? I mean, sure, I can hire a agent digitally, but that is not a way I would ever prefer to do business,
Yep.
right? I want to see someone local, live, that I can touch, feel, and say thank you to.
Yeah.
So,
No, without a doubt.
right.
And I think no matter what industry you're in, but especially real estate, the importance of those relationship and those contacts is really the foundation of any successful agent, right?
Absolutely.
And that goes not just through their clients, but also with their preferred partners, and having that open line of communication, as we've touched on. So obviously through FBI as a group that we've worked with now for many years with Real Producers. You can find out more about them too right on our website, which is tampabayrealproducers.com, and you'll see our partner tab at the top, which is new, by the way. I don't know if you've checked out the new website yet.
I have not.
Okay, we have a new site that just came out within the last month. And so there's a more full profile, actually, that you should check out. It has more information on FBI and all of our partners on there, too. So check that out. If someone wanted to reach out to you, though, Dusty, maybe they want to have you come in and do one of your educational mock inspections, or have you come into the brokerage, or get more information on mega marketing, what's the best way for someone to reach you?
So to reach me is Dustie, and that's with an IE, DUSTIE, at F as in Frank, L as in Lima, B as in Bravo, I as in Igloo Group.com. If you're looking to schedule an inspection, call the office, 813-409-3249, 813-409-3249, or you can email them at clientcare@flbigroup.com.
Cool. We'll throw that up there as well for sure. I guess people can go to the website and get an overview of your services, and there's probably links there that can take them to the right place too, right?
Correct. They can schedule right online if you like. So
Makes sense. Cool.
Yep.
Last question I have for you, and I call this the legacy question. So we talked a little bit about your legacy now and what you're doing with your grandkids. So when that day does come, hopefully many years from now, and you're sitting on that rocking chair and thinking about what you'd want to be most remembered for, what do you think would be most important to you personally or professionally in terms of what you'd want that legacy to be?
Wow, that's a question. I would just say that I think that people look at me and think about me as being a very giving person. I don't know. I'm somebody who doesn't say no. I always make it work. I'm innovative. And mainly, I want to have left leave the world a little better, and hopefully geez, this is a tough question, Don.
That's why we ask it.
Yeah, this is a tough question,
We
Don.
get some raw answers from that, which I
this
love.
is raw.
But you're doing a great job,
But
Dusty, I
my
must say.
stamp on my family, my stamp on my grandchildren, and making them better people, giving them the knowledge that I didn't have when I was their age, and the things that I know now that I wish I knew then, so that I can make a difference. I want to make sure that those get instilled and that they're moving in a better direction for a better life.
Amen. I appreciate your genuineness with your answer.
Phew, he didn't give me any any
we
feedback.
Keep it real
I
here,
had
people.
no idea
There's
what
no
I was
prep up
getting
in here.
into.
You're going to get the real stuff from Top Producers Nation podcast, let me tell you. But we're going to put a bow on the episode the way we always do. And what we try to end each episode with is a challenge to the audience to take action on at least one thing that we talked about today that you think can help propel you forward personally or professionally. And so we talked about a lot of different programs and things that Dusty has done. And one of the things I really admire about Dusty is her commitment to the community. We talked about that through mega marketing. We talked about it through the Mammo buses, through the, what's the other one called? Paparazzi? Pop-up paparazzi?
Paparazzi.
Which is another cool program coming out. And there's just a lot of different ways that Dusty in her 10 years has added value to her company, but also to the real estate community at large. And so that's why we, are proud to be partners with you and love what she's done locally with the community. But what is it maybe that you can do to actually affiliate your brand with a community thing that you're passionate about, something that you want to tie yourself into, because that also allows your business to be more fun, authentic, and genuine, just like it has been for Dustie as well. Maybe it's just even checking out Tony Robbins or one of the recommendations that she threw out, or maybe you actually have to have a conversation with Dustie or a professional about, your options with home inspection, right? Maybe you're not happy for whatever reason with the person you're using, or you have to educate yourself more so you can set better expectations. And so maybe go into a mock inspection might be an action step that you can take. But if you are watching live on any of our platforms or listening in on the 15 plus podcast platforms that this runs through, just one thing, pick something that will allow you to lock in the value that this episode brings so that you're not just letting these things go by, but you're building that momentum to create the future that you want personally and professionally. And it could just be spending extra time with your grandkids, by the way. That's another good one that would also be worth taking action on for sure. So we appreciate you being here today for sure, and hopefully we'll have you back sometime as another guest and talking about some other program that you developed and that we have to promote as well. But we'll close with this. If you don't subscribe already to our podcast, just click the little button below. That way you'll be notified every time a new episode drops, which is weekly. We drop these episodes every Friday. So please do that at Top Producers Nation YouTube channel or Tampa Bay Real Producers. Both of them will take you to this podcast. And lastly, go to topproducersnation.com to learn more about our weekly webinar series that will walk you through the 4 principles of top producers if you're somebody who wants to grow your business and understand the framework of how to be able to do that on a consistent basis, including the marketing tips and things that are out there for you to help you grow your business regularly. We will see you, of course, on the next episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. We'll see you later.